Okay, so hopefully everyone's watching this, but especially if you were marked red or yellow on yesterday's exit ticket, in case you didn't know, that always means that I would like you to revise, fix up your work, and aim again to get the correct answer. So for now, yellow or red means you're not getting full credit on that problem. Hopefully you watch this and you're able to go back and fix your work. For this problem, one little thing I would do to make my life a little bit easier is just rearrange it so that everything lines up perfectly. I have coefficients up front, and then I have x values. I had an x raised to the 0 and an x. We have 1y, y to the negative second, and z cubed. In class, we sometimes separated these all by columns, but I'll just deal with them one at a time. Something divided by itself, 4 divided by 4, cancels. I can get rid of it. Something raised to the 0th power equals 1. In a problem like this, that's nice. We cancel it, we get rid of it. Can't do anything with this x. I'll leave it alone. But since this is a negative exponent, I know I'm really dividing by y twice. That's going to cross my fraction bar and become positive. From there, we just want to see where things are at this point. In my numerator, the only thing that's left is z to the 3rd. In my denominator, I still have an x value. And now I have y squared. So that would be my final answer. One thing I want to mention about entering exponents, if you use control and then hit the period button at the same time, it'll raise you up to an exponent. Or Google Docs have equation writers. If you hit insert equation, you can figure all this out. Let's see. For this problem, I'll just erase quick. Okay, for this one, we're going to do something similar where we rearrange to get coefficients and then x and then y. So starting with coefficients, I have 2 and I'll multiply with 2. For my x values, I have times x to the 3rd times x to the negative 1st. And then my y values next, I'm multiplying with y to the negative 3rd and y to the 3rd. Separating it like this, some people didn't like doing when we practiced in the fall just because it almost adds an extra step, but I find it really helpful in terms of focusing my work. From here, 2 times 2, I know that's 4. I could write it as 2 squared, but 4 is just as easy. When we are multiplying, we know to add the exponent, so I'm going to figure out what is 3 plus negative 1. Or I could think about it like multiplying x 3 times and then dividing it out once. I'll be left multiplying by x twice. Here for the y values, there's a couple ways to think about it. If I add up negative 3 and 3, I get y to the 0th power. But since I know that that equals 1, I'm essentially able to cancel all of this. I'm going to be able to say that if I divide by y 3 times and multiply by y 3 times, I don't have to worry about it. It undoes that initial problem. And this would be my final answer.